Alright guys, so there were a lot of crazy announcements at this year's Game Awards, but I'm going to talk about some that really made me pop off. Let's get into it. First off, we got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. This is the first new installment we've gotten in the Ninja Gaiden series. It's obviously, as you can tell, a 2D style Ninja Gaiden game, and I'm pretty excited for it. It's going to be coming out in summer 2025. You're not even playing as Ryu, it looks like, in this game, so I'm excited to see what it's going to seem like with a different protagonist, and if it's going to be like a direct sequel to the original games or how they're going to go about it. But this one looks pretty dope, coming out summer 2025, so I mean, I popped off. Definitely check this one out. The next game we saw that I popped off for was Thick as Thieves. This is like a multiplayer stealth action game, and I believe one of the developers actually worked on the Deus Ex games. The art style in the trailer looks cool. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more gameplay, but I mean, if the art style in the game is going to look anything like the trailer, I think I'm going to enjoy it. I love games that have this kind of quirky, interesting art style here. The gameplay looks kind of fun. I would really like to be like grappling people's legs when they're trying to run away with the treasure. So yeah, this game looks dope. It's going to be coming in 2025 as well. Now this one was a big surprise. We got to see Shadow Labyrinth. This is like a 2D action game. And it's like a Pac-Man game because the dude following you is actually Pac-Man. It looks pretty awesome. I'm sure it's going to have some cool Metroidvania vibes. I don't think anybody saw this coming. I heard some like inklings of like this has something to do with the secret level stuff that just came out recently. I haven't checked it out yet, but this makes me want to go and check that out. So this is going to be coming, 2025 to all the consoles. And honestly, I can't wait to check this out and see how they're going to integrate that Pac-Man into it. It looks cool though. Definitely looks dope. Now, StarCraft X actually made an appearance at the Game Awards and unveiled a new mode called Operations, which is like their new PvE mode. I'm sorry, and honestly, it looks pretty cool. I have not heard of this game, but I do think it's pretty exciting. I like the art style. The gameplay looks kind of fun. So definitely want to check this out when it launches in 2025. Like, obviously, all of these things are going to be coming out in 2025, but I'm interested in trying a new game, and this seems like it might be up my alley. There was also an announcement for a crossplay beta for Midnight Murder Club. This actually looks pretty dope. It's on PlayStation and Steam right now with the beta. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, kind of going around with a flashlight, not really being able to see much more than what's in front of you and having to find the enemies and your teammates while navigating these really dark environments. That's actually an interesting concept. I haven't really seen a lot of like PvP multiplayer games that use this sort of a mechanic in my opinion, so definitely want to check this out. Again, the crossplay beta is out right now, and it looks like the game's going to be coming out in 2025 as well. So I would check that out if I were you guys. We even got an announcement from Slow Clap, the developers behind the Sifu games, and it looks like they're making a soccer game called Rematch. They're changing it up though. This is like a third-person perspective style game, so you're actually going to be behind the players. They're claiming that this is going to add a little bit more immersion to the game, and it looks pretty cool. I think Slow Clap just does a great job with their art style and their environments. And obviously their animations. If you played Sifu, you know what I'm talking about. And this is coming out in 2025. I know a lot of people are hyped for this, even people who don't play soccer or FIFA or anything like that. So check this one out for sure. We got an announcement for Celasta 2. Now this is another one of those D&D inspired RPGs coming to challenge Baldur's Gate 3, of course. It's going to be coming out in 2025. It looks pretty cool. I just don't get into these kind of games, but this looks nice. I get into them just to check them out and see if I can vibe with them, but definitely excited to see this game when it comes out in 2025. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Like I said, I'm pretty pumped to see what it's about. Now, one of the first big announcements that I popped for was an actual trailer for The Witcher 4. Right before this, Jeff Keighley said that he went to developers and kind of wanted them to showcase what we're probably going to see in the next 10 years or so. And this looks insane. I know this is a CG trailer, but Ciri looks all grown up. There was a little bit of a nod to Geralt. In the end of the trailer, we know that he is going to be in the game, just not the main protagonist, which feels like a natural progression. If you played Witcher 3, you kind of know how that story ends and then where it's going to lead to with this one. But dude, I can't wait to check this one out. I think CD Projekt Red is cooking right now, honestly, especially after how they fixed Cyberpunk 2077. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this next game. Definitely check this one out. Look at this trailer, man. It just looks beautiful. Beautiful. And of course, From Software had to make an appearance at the Game Awards with the announcement of Elden Ring: The Night Reign. This is like a multiplayer co-op action adventure game. So now you're basically in the lands in between, but it's a multiplayer game. I wonder if it's going to be like only multiplayer. It looks crazy. We got to see the Nameless King. It's supposed to feature bosses from all of the Souls games, and you can see that in this trailer. I mean, dude. What, this is basically a sequel to Elden Ring, or at least what we would consider the next iteration of it, right? I mean, they said that we weren't really going to get a sequel to it, but we could probably call this like a sequel here, you know? It's going to be coming out in 2025, and it looks like there's going to be a test for it in February, and signups are going to take place starting January 10th. So if I were you and you're a big Elden Ring fan, hop on that sign up. This looks dope. We also got a small trailer basically announcing that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to be coming to PC January 25th, 2025. All of you gamers who are waiting to play it on PC instead of console, there you go. It's coming. I might get it again just to play it and see what the bells and whistles look like on PC, because this is one of my favorite games of 2024. We finally got to see what the developers for The Last Guardian are up to. It's a project called Project Robot. It looks like you're going to be working on mechs, like climbing up mechs, and I don't know what's going on in this trailer, but absolutely excited to see what they got coming down the road. Yeah, man, it's been a long time since we've seen this developer, so I hope this comes out sooner than later, but knowing this, probably not. We got another trailer for The Outer Worlds 2, and honestly, every time I see this game, I get more excited. And in this trailer, they basically announced that the game's also going to be coming to PlayStation 5 as well, which I know some Xbox fans aren't going to be too excited about, but we got to know that this is kind of their move going forward right now. We've got Indiana Jones coming to PlayStation, I think it was next spring. So, I mean, that's just going to be the future going forward. But either way, I'm excited to check it out. I think Obsidian did a great job with the first one, and excited to see what they can do with a bigger and better sequel. Hazelight Studios made an appearance too, and this was actually a really big one that I popped for. This game's called Split Fiction. They make games that are typically only co-op games, and this looks absolutely incredible. You're playing as two characters, and they're like writers. One does like science and one does like fantasy, so you have to hop around between those different types of worlds in this game, and it looks absolutely incredible. If anybody wants to hop on and play this game with me when it comes out, it looks like it's actually going to be coming out in March, so definitely want to check this one out. I think Hazelight Studios does a pretty good job of making these co-op games, but actually making them play well too, so this looks pretty awesome. I was pretty pumped for this. Another big one that I'm sure a lot of people were surprised about is that Clive from Final Fantasy 16 is actually coming to Tekken. I believe it's going to be joining Tekken early access on December 18th. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, I love Final Fantasy 16. I liked Tekken too, so I'm excited to get in there and see, you know, how he plays in that game. The gameplay trailer looks pretty cool, so I think he's gonna do pretty well. And just to follow up with that, the fucking Yakuza devs announced the game Project Century. There's not an official title for it, but honestly, I thought this was like Sleeping Dogs 2 or something, but it looks crazy. It's supposed to be set in like 1915. The combat looks pretty fun. If the game plays anything like the trailer, I think we're in for a treat here. Obviously, it's probably not going to be coming out for another year or two, considering they don't even have an official title for it, but I popped for it because I'm a big fan of the games they make, so that's awesome. Dude, we're getting another Turok game. Like, how is that happening in 2024? And how is it coming out in 2025? Like, I couldn't even believe it. I first saw the trailer and I was like, this has got to be Ark. But nope, this is a Turok game, and that just takes me back to being like a little 6-year-old playing with my big bro, playing some video games. So I'm excited to see this one for sure. It looks like it's going to be a co-op one, so who knows? We'll see what it comes out as. Helldivers 2 won a few awards at the Game Awards this year, but they also announced that Omens of Tyranny is out right now. The Luminids are back in the game from the first game. They look like there's some urban warfare things going on and like a new vehicle. So I think it's time to hop back in there and fight for democracy, because I was a big fan of that game when it launched, but I think I just ran out of stuff to do. So I'm excited to see the new content, especially since like it's probably free, so we can't complain about that. One of the biggest announcements here that really blew my mind was that we're getting another Onimusha. Who would have thought that in the year of our Lord 2024 we'd be getting a trailer for Onimusha Way of the Sword? The trailer looks fucking crazy. I need to see, and I think there was a little bit of gameplay with no HUD on it, and it looks pretty cool. I just want to get in there and play that game, man, so bad. I haven't played that game in years. I mean, I think I played one of the remaster ones, but you know, I'm excited to see what that game's like on like modern systems with mechanics and stuff like that. So I think it's like 2026 this one's coming out, so we got a little bit of ways, but dude, I popped for it. We even got another trailer for the first Berserker Kazan, just a release date trailer that the game's going to be coming out March 27, 2025. That's actually right around the corner. I'm excited to check this one out. I dig the art style. I'm not too like knowledgeable on the Dungeons Fighters universe, but I mean, this game is like a hardcore action game, so we're gonna call it a Souls-like. I'm excited to check it out. It looks dope, looks gory, looks fast-paced. That's my kind of jam. Then we got a trailer for Stage Fright. This is actually from the developers who made Overcooked. This looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like one of those games where you're going to be solving puzzles separately, living in like different environments on each side of the screen. I wonder if it's going to be split screen. I mean, they make notorious like games that are pretty much like local co-op, so I imagine they're going to try to do that with this one. There was also an announcement for Game of Thrones King's Road, which is probably the only way I'm ever going to get into the series. Looks like it's coming out in 2025. This is made obviously with Warner Brothers publishing it. Let's see how it goes. I mean, I'm never going to watch the shows or read the books, so if there's any way I'm going to get into that series, it's probably going to be through video games. So it looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of the old days when we had like that Lord of the Rings game that everybody just played over and over and over again. So excited to check this one out when it launches. We even got a trailer for Mafia the Old Country. Now I know this leaked prior to the Game Awards, and it took me a few minutes to realize that this wasn't like a movie trailer, because they did a fantastic job with just the visuals alone in this trailer. Surprisingly, it's coming out in 2025. We'll see how that works out. There's a lot of big bangers coming out next year, and I know a lot of developers are actually not nailing down release dates just because they're waiting to see what's going on with Grand Theft Auto 6. So, and those two games do have like similar vibes, let's be real. So, but I like the Mafia games, so I can't wait to find out when it's going to come out, when I'm going to get a chance to play it, because it looks pretty dope. Next up, we got Dispatch. Now, this is like one of those Telltale games, and it literally is what it sounds like. You're actually dispatching like heroes to solve crimes and stuff, and you have to pick which ones are best suited for the scenarios, and there's puzzles in it. And I love the art style. I thought it was going to be like a TV show at first, and actually that's kind of what drew me to the game, just like that cartoony art style. So I can't wait to check it out. Now the game that's going to be coming out in 2025, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, it looks funny. It's got some pretty good actors in it too. I think Laura Bailey's in it, and Aaron Rodgers. So a lot of big name actors in this, in my opinion. Looks pretty cool. And then a surprise to everybody, we're actually getting a sequel to Okami, which is the game that I never played back in the day. So getting a chance to play it now sounds pretty cool. I don't know much about this game. The trailer was pretty limited. Obviously, you know who the characters are in the game, but it looks pretty badass. Can't wait to check it out. And of course, like every Game Awards, Jeff Keighley had one more announcement. Naughty Dog came through with this game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. It kind of looks like your space bounty hunter. Man, Naughty Dog, I'm so glad that they're back. It feels like we haven't gotten like an actual new entry from them in a long time, and the games they make are incredible. The stories they make are even better. Visually, their games are just like movies. Like, they're just better than TV in my opinion. So yeah, I can't wait to check that game out. It looks absolutely phenomenal. There you go, guys. Those are all the games that I popped for at this year's Game Awards. That's probably about 25 games, which there were still quite a bit more. So I'll put a link to the full Game Awards down below so you can check it out if you have 3 hours. But let me know what you guys think. I want to know what games you guys popped for. If there's any that you're really like looking forward to playing, let's talk about it. Peace.